Hi sir, good day. I am Anatanduyan from BS Ed English 1B, and today we are going to tackle about what Nelson and Kachru ideas about language or the reality of native and non-native speakers. So, native speakers. Native speakers are the one who has spoken a particular language since they were a baby rather than having learned it as a child or as an adult. Example of native speakers is all our teachers in CPC are all native speakers in Bisaya. So, it's stated there that all our teachers in CPC are native speakers in Bisaya since they were a baby. So, it means that Bisaya is their mother tongue or a home language. And non-native speakers are someone who has learned a particular language when they were a child or an adult rather than as a baby. In the middle to later years of 20th century, it became apparent that the situations of non-native users of English around the world were not all the same. As native and non-native English has been used as lingua franca, different varieties of English have been inevitably emerged, which are referred to as world Englishes. The term world Englishes spoken around the world and highlights the plurality of English rather than focusing on one language as implied in other terms such as ELF and English as international language. So, we're going to the EFL or the English as foreign language. EFL users are those who have learned English at a distance and from any native speakers and for a limited utility. EFL person was not necessarily expected to be able to do so. ESL users studied the language more intensely and intimately and they could speak it. In ESL countries are those in South Asia or Southeast Asia, Anglophone Africa. The secondary language are not just another language. It has a special standing of language of education and of officially designated functions. So, it was Kachru who introduced the three circles of world Englishes. Australia and New Zealand belongs to the inner circle, India, Singapore, and Philippines in the outer circle, China, Indonesia, and Thailand in the expanding circle. On the other hand, Kachru and Nelson argues that most global English users do not desire to speak or to write like Americans, Canadians, and British. One of the reasons for the tendency of non-native norms as well as native ones might attributed for the effective communications and being intelligible.